Hey DORs, what's going on? Whiteboards with the Whiteboards channel. Thank you for watching. Hey, we're talking jet skis today. And in the event that you are having coolant or temperature issues with your engine, we are going to show you how to properly and safely replace your coolant temp sensor. Let's get started. All right, DORs, here we are at the workstation and my mom and dad's 2003 Sea-Doo GTX in-house for DIY repair videos. And again, we are going to replace the temperature sensor. Now in our case with this jet ski, it has two. It's got one on top of the engine in between these spark plugs, and it's got an additional one downstream in the exhaust pipe, and that is the one we are going to replace. Let's hop to the workbench. As we make our way around the jet ski, hey, if you're into skateboarding, definitely check out the links down below in the comment section as well as the description section. We show you how to build a board, custom logo, and mount them on the wall. In addition, before moving on, I strongly encourage always, when working on your things, whether it's a jet ski, boat, lawnmower, car, truck, whatever, follow your exact serial number service manual. And here is our schematics for our service manual, and you've got a temp sensor right there, and it actually feeds to the top portion of the engine. Scrolling above right now is a link on how to replace that sensor in the event that that's the one you want to replace. However, in this video, we are downstream in the exhaust. The sensors themselves are the exact same part number and everything. And in our case, there is our exact OEM temp sensor part number. And we will post links down below in the comment section as well as the description section on where to purchase these. Here we are, port side of the jet ski, and we need to remove our seats. And I want to show you one thing. That is our seat latch. Notice how you don't hear any screeching, and it is extremely easy to move. Make sure you properly lubricate your latches, because if you don't, well, unfortunately over time they will stiffen up and break. And we will post links down below for lubricating the latches as well as replacing them. However, let's remove our seats. And there it is, seats are removed as you see here. What I recommend doing next, safety first always, DIYers. Go ahead and cut all electrical power to your jet ski. In our case, our battery is fully removed for the winter. However, in your case, your battery might still be installed, so go ahead and disconnect the black negative cable from your terminal lead. Again, cutting all electrical power to your jet ski. In our case, coming to the aft or rear portion, we've got this little plastic storage compartment, and this is your center seat brace. And we are going to keep that installed. And now we have much better access to the internal hull of our jet ski. And coming to the rear portion of the hull, our water box way down there or exhaust portion, and right here, there is the temp sensor we are going to remove. Coming back to the workbench real quick, here is our Craftsman battery operated heat gun. We'll also post a link down below in the comment section as well as description section for that. We're going to use that in this project because the actual sensor is held in tight inside the thread with Loctite. And we will use that to apply some heat to basically loosen up and weaken the Loctite connection and allow us to unthread or unscrew that sensor from the pipe. Back port side of the jet ski going inside the rear hull. And I'm going to do my best to give you good camera angles and views. And again, down here is that temp sensor. And to disconnect this electrical connection, you've got this little tension tab here, and it will actually unlock the top portion up here. And as you pinch this together, do not pull it from the wiring. Grab a good hold of the plastic fitting and connection point. Push down on that latch. As you can see, it unlocks or lifts up the locking tab and carefully shift it out. Just like that. And you've got a rubber seal in there. And what I'll do is set that aside. Here's a close-up view of the sensor itself. And again, it's held in by Loctite, so what we will do is grab the heat gun and carefully heat that portion to loosen it up. And a quick reposition of the camera. And right down here, you can again see our temp sensor, and just to the right of it, you see a hose and hose clamp. And that goes on the top portion of the exhaust. And with that said, right down there again is our temp sensor, and we are going to carefully insert our heat gun and apply heat ever so carefully in that area. And as we do that, we are going to be extremely careful not to melt the hose or damage anything in the surrounding area of that sensor. After applying the heat, in our case we did it for about 3 minutes, I've grabbed my Craftsman 3/4 inch solid wrench. And I'm going to carefully align this on the sensor and ever so carefully begin turning and loosening up that sensor, and it is moving. And what I recommend to alleviate snapping this sensor in half as you loosen it up and remove it, in other words, to alleviate the section that's inside the threaded portion of the pipe to snap off and be stuck inside, which would be terrible, I recommend as you loosen it, go ahead and retighten it just a little bit and begin working that sensor loose. And in our case, it's coming loose. Again, loosen, tighten, and loosen. And it's not easy because, again, it's got that Loctite on there. However, I can see an ever so slight separation in between the stud that we put the wrench on the sensor and the exhaust pipe itself. Again, loosen, tighten, and loosen. That will go a long way to, again, alleviate snapping the sensor. From here, I'm going to attempt to loosen it by hand. And slowly but surely, again, it's loose. Do your absolute best not to drop it. There it is. As I mentioned with all my projects working on jet skis, in the event that you drop something down inside the hull, it might be there forever, or until you do an engine swap at least. Next, before I give you a close-up view, I am going to just clean the surface with a dry paper towel, as well as the internal thread. Try to get any corrosion or grime or old Loctite out of the thread. And now to a close-up view of the hole that the sensor came out of. There it is. Check that out. And as you can see, as I was applying heat to that portion, I did not melt or damage the upper hose, nor the clamp or the lower water box or exhaust. Back to the workbench and DIYers, here it is. The old temp sensor. Look how black and dirty that probe is. Wow. Let's go and open up the brand new one. And there it is, the brand new one out of the package on the right-hand side, again, for your reference. Down below in the comment section as well as description section will be a link on where to purchase this sensor. Look at the difference. So in the event that you had any type of engine temperature issues while you're out riding your jet ski, well, this will definitely cause it. Look at that. Brand new. How exciting. Wow. Taking a step back in DIYers, before we install our brand new sensor inside the jet ski, I want to talk about two things. Number one, our Craftsman heat gun. The reason why I chose to use the heat gun as opposed to a very hot and direct torch flame, well, because it's a lot safer and you can manage the heat a lot better than a torch. In other words, anytime I move the Craftsman heat gun while I'm inside that hull to realign the heat directly on that sensor, I could actually disengage the trigger, which would turn the heat gun off. And you can't do that with a torch. In the event that you want to move the torch, well, anywhere you move it and direct that flame, it's making direct contact with whatever it hits, and that's not safe or smart. And the second thing is, we need to apply Loctite to the thread of the new sensor. And per our exact serial number service manual, it calls for Loctite 518, not Loctite 271, and not Loctite 680. Again, Loctite 518. I need to head to my local marina and pick some up. I'll be right back. We are back from our local marina. Again, Loctite 518 per our exact serial number service manual. And again, not Loctite 271, not Loctite 680, not Loctite any other number. Loctite 518. And really, that's all we need. Down below in the comment section as well as the description section will be a link on where to purchase this for your project in the event that your exact service manual calls for it. And I do not have our diagram for this part up, but I'll show you real quick on the computer where it says to apply that and the part number. All right, DIYers, here we are on the computer, and we are working in this section right here inside the hull. And right there is your coolant temp or engine sensor. You've got a number 56, which is the sensor, and then you've got a 57 with a little drip icon here. And let me scroll in. Check that out. Again, that is a little drip of Loctite 518. And again, 56 and 57, let's scroll down to those numbers. 56 temperature sensor, there's the part number. Again, down below in the comments and description will be a link on where to purchase that, as well as the Loctite 518. There's the part number there. And DIYers, real quick, the little line that comes off that drip of 518 Loctite and feeds into the sensor, this part right here is the temperature sensor probe. Although it looks like the service manual wants you to apply Loctite to the probe, don't do that, only to the thread. I just wanted to talk about that and show you that. Let's head back to the jet ski. At this point, I've got the Loctite 518 out of the packaging, and again, just a small little tube. There it is. And when you open this, go ahead and remove the cap and grab a utility knife and cut at a 45-degree angle because there is a seal. Basically, the plastic is completely secured over the hole, and it will not come out until you cut that. So, after that, grab your sensor. Do your absolute best not to get any of the Loctite on the sensor probe here. And all I'm going to do, you've got that washer, just kind of push that back, and I'm going to apply the Loctite. And I'll make a couple lines as shown there. Again, do not get sloppy with it. Right like that. And then one final part on the very top. Again, no need to overdo it. Go ahead and put the cap back on the actual 518. And let's head back to the hull and secure this. Back inside the hull, again, there is the Loctite applied to the thread only of the sensor. Again, do not apply it to the probe or sensor tip. And from here, I'll do my best not to get in your way, but it's going to be kind of hard. I'm going to insert the sensor inside the hole, and as always, do your absolute best not to cross thread this sensor into the thread of the pipe itself. It should go in extremely easy, hand tight, and we are just going to carefully spin it clockwise until it's hand tight. And again, the old sensor was a 3/4 inch size wrench, and so is this one. And the whole purpose of the Loctite is to create an incredible watertight and airtight seal, because if it does not have a seal at that point, it will create a leak, which, well, it will give false readings, and that's not what you want. And it is now hand tight. I'll grab the 3/4 inch wrench, again clockwise. Do not over tighten it, but you want it snug. I'm now going to scroll in, and next I'm going to reposition the connection point, loop it around the hose and back in. And real quick, before we secure this, you've got this orange rubber seal. Make sure it is clean and properly positioned. In addition, check for any corrosion or melting on the plastic leads or connection. And if all looks good, we will carefully re-secure the connection point onto the brand new sensor. Push it in until it clicks and is locked in place as shown there. Taking a step back, DIYers, just double check everything. Make sure you're not leaving any tools. We've got a flashlight in there that we will remove here shortly. And I want to give you one more close-up view of the sensor itself. Again, make sure it is locked in place with that plastic connection lock. And you can see a little bit of the red Loctite 518, and that's okay. And again, what we'll do is remove our Browning Buckmark flashlight, and we are going to re-secure our white little storage insert here. From here, restore electrical power to the jet ski. However, in our case, again, the battery is not even installed, but in your case, chances are all you have to do is re-secure the black negative cable to your battery, and we will re-secure our seats. However, before I re-secure the seats, I've repositioned my flashlight to aim it right at our little solenoid right there, as well as the check valve. And DIYers, in the event that you have lack of acceleration, well, you might actually need a brand new solenoid and a brand new check valve here. You might have an issue with your vacuum system. And if your vacuum system is experiencing a leak, or that solenoid is failed, or the check valve is clogged, goodbye acceleration. So definitely check out the link scrolling above. We'll show you how to replace that. Taking a step back, the seats are resecured. The project is complete, DIYers. As always, we hope this helps. And again, down below in the comment section as well as the description section will be a number of helpful videos for your convenience on replacing that little spring-loaded latch, the start-stop push-button cap, the start-stop push-button and wire mechanism that feeds all the way inside your handlebar unit and downstream, and many more. And the very next project we are going to do is this right here. You can see our little step pad is begging for replacement. There is our brand new pad. That link will be down below as well, DIYers. Again, we hope the video helped. Hey, do us a favor, below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.